What's going on, folks? So today I'm going to be checking out a brand new power metal project here, a brand new power metal band. This band is called Realmforged, and the name of the song is Echoes of Betrayal. I'm really curious for this. I'm looking forward to giving it a listen. So without further ado, let's just check this bad boy out, shall we? Rangers, go.
Whispers in the shadows, voices lost to time, promises of glory, now echoes of a crime. Gave with words of solace, the mass are finally made. A comfort for the weary, a hand to those afraid. But in the rise, a hunger fire cloaked in lies, that touch betray the faithful, and darkness claim the skies. Halls of gold are empty, the crowns have turned to rust. The voices straight like poison, the thrones are built on dust. Echoes of betrayal, their promises decay. The light that claimed us only has faded into grey. We rise from where they left us, from shadows we reclaim. The power they abandoned, the fire without a name. The idols spoke of virtue, yet stole the world unseen. Their altar soaked in sorrow, their hell forever unclean. We worshipped without question, we knelt before the might. But now the lies are broken, revealed in black and night. The halls of gold are empty, the crowns have turned to rust. Their voices drip like poison, their thrones are built on dust. Echoes of betrayal, their promises decay. The light that claimed us only has faded into grey. We rise from where they left us, from shadows we reclaim. The power they abandoned, the fire without a name. The whispers turned to thunder, the lies became a chain, bound to false salvation, the world consuming pain. But from the ashes rises a flame no gods can tame. The echo of the treason will feed on mortal claim. Echoes of betrayal, their promises decay. The light that claimed us only has faded into grey. We rise from where they left us, from shadows we reclaim. The power they abandoned, the fire without a name. Whispers in the shadows, their voices fade away. Echoes of betrayal, the dawn will light the way.
Not too shabby at all. It's got a real nice sound to it that I dug, and the guitar work is what really stood out to me. You know, I love some of those riffs, some of the guitar melodies and stuff. Particularly, I think the song starts out with that kind of main guitar melody, and then it's sprinkled throughout, or main kind of guitar riff, like when there's not any vocals or anything. And I really dug that. Every time that came in, I just got pretty pumped. And the drums have a nice beat and rhythm to it during that spot. And it's just got some pep to it. It's really, really cool. So yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoyed the guitar work. The solo was killer, and then you kind of there towards the end, you get like the bridge, I guess, with the guitar solo, and then you get another spot of some vocals, and then the music kind of starts ripping, and you get a little bit more of like a little guitar shred there before the rest of the song plays out. But yeah, I really like that there at the end when things kind of picked up a notch. And the whole song, it's not like it's a slow song by any stretch of the imagination. It's quite quick. It's constantly moving forward. But there at the end, it really feels like it kind of picked up the pace just a little bit more. And I thought that was super fun. I like the like the verses, and I do like the chorus too. I'll kind of get to that a little in a little bit, but the verses, I like the vocal melody in the verses. There's a nice rhythm to it, really nice delivery. I like the vocals themselves, a really solid voice, and and I might would have liked a little bit more movement with the vocals. But with that being said, there are some spots where there definitely is some extra stuff happening with the vocals, like the way he delivers certain words. Like there's a little bit of movement in there. I think mainly like in the chorus and stuff. And I always dig things like that when there's just some real like flavor with the delivery of the vocals. So yeah, I like the verses. Again, a nice rhythm, a nice guitar riff, just the momentum of the whole song. I thought it was a really nice pace. So I dug that. There's one spot, I'd have to listen again, but it sounded like, I think it was like the first half of the verses of the second verses, after like the first chorus or what have you. Where it almost sounds like there's some like operatic kind of choir stuff happening in the background. And while I dig the idea of that, in that spot, it just sounded like it was a bit muddied. Like the way that the two were going together, like the lead vocals with the music, with that choir kind of operatic sound kind of happening with the melody that they were doing there. It all just it didn't feel smooth. Like it felt like there was just too much kind of scattered like happening to where it just got a bit muddied. But then that kind of stops, and the second half of those verses kind of play out per usual. But yeah, that one spot, again, I dig the idea, but the way it was executed, it got a little bit messy in there, in my opinion. And now for the chorus, by the end of the song, it grew on me quite a bit. But the one thing about this song, I feel like it's very kind of linear. Like it's quite static. Like there's not a ton of like movement happening, and while the chorus it's different from the verses, to me it almost wasn't different enough to where it provided that kind of movement of the song, like a nice dynamic. It felt quite in line with sort of how the verses were put forth, and so you just it feels like the song is kind of just sticking very, very close to this linear line and not deviating too much from it. And I feel like that's like the main drawback of the song, because again, I like a lot of the song. I like what they were going for. The sound is really good, but I think the engagement factor would have been higher or stronger if that chorus had done a little bit more to kind of differentiate itself from the rest of the song, just to really pop out a bit, instead of it just feeling like it's staying somewhat even keel. You're not getting a lot of variation in there. So it ends up making the song feel maybe a smidge like, I don't know if like repetitive is the right word, but just, yeah, it just doesn't quite take off. So maybe, in the chorus, well, again, it's not a bad chorus, but in the context of this song, I just feel like it could have done maybe a bit more. And case in point, and oftentimes it really doesn't take much. And case in point, there at the very end, like the tail end of the song, I don't even think we get a full chorus with this added to it, but at the very end, we get like some strings going in there while the vocal melodies happen and stuff. And even just that addition of like some strings in there that were kind of prominent, it brought a whole new kind of element to the chorus and the song itself. But it's so brief there at the end. I feel like that almost could have just been something utilized for each chorus, just to really kind of almost raise the stakes. Like, oh, here's the chorus. Boom, we get some strings going while he's delivering the chorus, and it just adds a whole new element to the song. And I think that is kind of what's missing throughout the majority of the song, is just that extra element to really make it pop, to really make it stick, for like the listener, the engagement, to change things up a little bit. That's the sort of thing I think that really keeps a listener engaged throughout a whole song and want to listen to it again, is when there's some extra little elements sprinkled throughout that just, it just breathes new life into a song. So yeah, there at the end when those strings started going, I was like, man, this is tight. But then it's just so brief there at the end. So yeah, something like that. But still, at the end of the day, it's very promising. I really dig the sound of it. I like the kind of direction that the sound or the band or whatever is like going for. And the guitar work was killer. And again, I like the vocalist. The solid vocals there. It's just like a couple little things it's like the song has an incredibly solid foundation. Just like a couple little added tweaks, little added sprinkles of something to really take it to the next level and really make it kind of stand out. That's all it would take, I think. So yeah, cool stuff. Not too shabby whatsoever for a debut single here for a new project or band or what have you. I'm looking forward to what else is going to come after this song here. And clearly a lot of talent. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Let me know, folks, in the comments down below. What did you think of this song? Did you dig it? Are you excited for Realmforged? Are you looking forward to what they continue to do in the future here? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.